on 96 points, a record for them, but not enough. Barcelona, 99. Madrid, 96. Sometimes greatness still isn't enough. And if La Liga was brutal, the cup competitions were even worse. Knocked out of the Champions League by Lyon in the round of 16, humiliated in the Copa del Rey. Sibiling by third-tier side, Alcorcon. Injuries and inconsistency meant Ronaldo finished with 33 goals in all competitions, a number most players would dream of. But it was 14 short of Messi's 47 that year. And even in La Liga, Ronaldo trailed teammate Gonzalo Higuain by a single goal. Then came the summer, chance for redemption at the 2010 World Cup. But again, disappointment followed. Just one. Goal against North Korea. Portugal crashed out in the round of 16 against eventual champions Spain. It was misery for Madrid, for Portugal, for Cristiano. But that same summer, a symbolic shift began. Raul, the club legend and longtime bearer of the number 7 shirt, left Real Madrid. And in that moment, Cristiano Ronaldo became CR7, anew. The chapter was about to begin. A man who had suffered is about to rise. It was a record-breaking unveiling. More than 80,000 fans packed the Santiago Bernabéu, more than had ever assembled to welcome a footballer. This wasn't just a transfer, this was a coronation. But when Cristiano Ronaldo stood on that stage, he wasn't wearing the number 7 role still ruled that throne. So Ronaldo began his journey in white, with the number 9 on his back. He was football's most expensive player, an £80 million signing with a contract worth over £100 million across 6 years. And Real Madrid needed this investment, because across Spain, a juggernaut was rising. Still, Ronaldo wasn't shaken. He knew where his destiny lay. Europe. At Euro 2012, he rose again. 3 goals for Portugal. He's named in the team. Of the tournament, Portugal reached the semifinals only to fall to Spain on penalties. Another weight. Another heartbreak. But now, something was shifting. Cristiano Ronaldo was no longer just a star. He was becoming a force of nature, a relentless, immovable storm. And as the 2012-13 season loomed, so did a greater ambition than ever before, the UEFA Champions League. Because greatness wasn't enough. It was about immortality. After the highs of the previous campaign, Real Madrid entered the 2012-13 season, looking like a shadow of themselves. Los Blancos stumbled out of the gate, winning just one of their first 4 La Liga matches. Alarm bells were ringing. Something wasn't right, not just tactically, but emotionally. Cristiano Ronaldo, even after scoring twice in that lone early victory, didn't celebrate. His silence spoke volumes. Rumors swirled. Was he unhappy with the club? With his role? With his coach? Despite a personal surge, Ronaldo scored 9 goals. In 5 games to try to revive the season, Madrid league standings. Behind the scenes, tensions were boiling over. The relationship between Ronaldo and manager Jose Mourinho had become deeply strained. Mourinho, the master tactician known for his iron grip on his squads, was frustrated with Ronaldo's defensive work rate. He reportedly told his staff, "He thinks he knows everything. I can't help him develop further." For Ronaldo, this felt like betrayal. He responded behind closed doors. "After all I've done for you, this is how you treat me." Despite the friction, Ronaldo delivered an incredible individual season. He scored 55 goals in all competitions, including 12 in the Champions League. But again, Real Madrid fell short in Europe, knocked out in the semifinals for the 3rd consecutive year. In La Liga, they finished with 85 points, well behind champions Barcelona. But in the midst of disappointment, Ronaldo's growing influence was recognized. In a league match against Real Sociedad, he made history, becoming the first non-Spanish player in over 60 years to captain Real Madrid. It was a powerful symbol of how far he had come since arriving from Manchester United. At the end of the season, the Mourinho era came to an end. Despite the fallout, the Portuguese manager later admitted, "Coaching Cristiano was the highlight of my career. He's the most professional player I've ever met." The respect remained, even if the partnership had crumbled. To replace Mourinho, Real Madrid turned to Carlo Ancelotti. Gareth Bale, Marcelo, and finally Cristiano Ronaldo, who sealed the win with a thunderous penalty and tore off his shirt in triumph. Capped off a 4-1 victory that would echo through football history. After years of heartbreak, La Decima Madrid's elusive 10th European Cup was finally theirs. For Ronaldo, it was more than a title. That goal made him the first player ever to score in Champions League finals for 2 different winning clubs. Having already done it with Manchester United in 2008, and while team glory was sweet, his personal numbers were staggering. He ended the season with 51 goals, smashing Messi's 41, claimed the European Golden Boot. But Ronaldo wasn't done. In fact, he was just warming up. He stormed into the 2014-15 season like a man possessed. At one point, he scored 13 goals in just 5 matches, and by the end of December, he had 25 La Liga goals apace few had ever seen. His unstoppable form earned him the Ballon d'Or for the 3rd time, cementing his place at the pinnacle of world football. Real Madrid soared to the top of the table after 25 games, had a couple of crucial stumbles, including losses to Athletic Bilbao and Barcelona, act them back to second. But Ronaldo responded the only way he knew how, scoring 5 goals in a single match against Granada and rattling off 3 hat-tricks in the final 4 games of the season in a desperate push to reclaim the title. In total, Ronaldo ended the season with a mind-boggling 61 goals, including 48 in La Liga alone. Yet heartbreak struck again. Madrid finished just 2 points behind Barcelona, and after another Champions League failure, Florentino Perez pulled the plug on the Carlo Ancelotti era. Barcelona's new trio Messi, Suarez, and Neymar MSN was dominating European football, and Madrid knew something had to change. In came Rafa Benitez for the 2015-16 season, a man known more for tactics than man management. Things went sideways fast. Madrid were disqualified from the Copa del Rey after unknowingly fielding an ineligible player, stripping Ronaldo of a chance to add to his goal tally in that competition. Under Benitez, Ronaldo had a mixed start. Yes, he scored 5 goals in one game, this time against Espanyol, a match that made him Real Madrid's all-time leading scorer, overtaking Raul. But he also went on goal droughts and looked uncomfortable in Benitez's rigid system. At one point, Ronaldo even admitted, "I miss working with Ancelotti." By the end of December, Real Madrid had slipped to 3rd in the league, and Benitez was sacked after failing to beat a struggling Valencia side led by none other than Gary Neville. Some pointed fingers at Ronaldo for Benitez's dismissal, but the manager later denied any issues, saying there was no problem with Cristiano. Now, Madrid faced a crucial decision. The league title looked out of reach, but the Champions League was still alive. They needed a manager who could restore unity and bring out the best in their biggest star. They made a bold move, promoting club legend Zinedine Zidane to head coach. He had no top-level managerial experience, but he had the respect of the dressing room, and he understood the club's DNA better than anyone. Whoa, and with Ronaldo about to enter the most dominant stretch of his career, Zidane's arrival would mark the beginning of Real Madrid's greatest modern era. Under Zidane, Real Madrid caught fire. They won every La Liga game from March to the end of the season, surging up the table. But it wasn't enough to catch Barcelona. They finished 2nd. But Zidane wasn't brought in for domestic titles. He was brought in for Europe. That's exactly where Cristiano Ronaldo thrives. In the Champions League, CR7 unleashed his fury. He scored hat-tricks against Shakhtar Donetsk and Wolfsburg, and 4 goals against Malmö, as Real Madrid stormed through the tournament. The stage was set for another legendary European run. Cristiano Ronaldo once again rose to the occasion on football's biggest stage, scoring a crucial opening goal in the 20th minute of the Champions League final and later adding Real Madrid's 3rd goal of the night.